Okay, so I have hand cut sequins for embroidery projects for a few months now. And one thing that I cannot get used to is the cramped fingers, the back pain, the peaking edges, and the hours that I'll never get back cutting all of this material. So today I am doing something a little bit risky. I'm going to let my WeCreat Vision Pro 45-watt laser cutting machine cut my sequins for me and a couple of other materials. And I need to know, is this actually going to save me some time, or is it just going to be an expensive mistake? Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel B Designs. I'm Angel B. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Okay, so if you digitize or do embroidery with sequins or any type of material, you know the pain of cutting these materials by hand. I timed myself last week and it took me almost 40 minutes to hand cut enough sequins for one t-shirt. 40 minutes. Now, maybe I'm just slow, but that's insane. And that's not creative time. That's not billable time to my clients if I'm doing custom work. That's just cutting. And if you're trying to run this as an actual business, that's the stuff that's eating your profit margin without you even realizing it. So I want to see if this machine can take over the sequins cutting completely or all of the material, because I do have a couple different materials, and how much time that's actually going to give me back. So I do have sequins, I have cotton, a couple different types of cotton. I have a couple different types of sequins. So I have the high density, the low density on velvet from Kiki Textiles. And then I also have some liquid satin and I have some perma twill. And we are going to go ahead and test all of these things together. So definitely make sure you have a notebook. Oh, I am going to be writing this down and putting it in a file, like maybe a PDF file. That's going to be linked down in the description box. In that file is going to be the type of material, the color of the material, my power, and my force for every piece of material that I am testing today, and previous materials that I have tested in the past as well. So it's going to be a file that I probably add to as I keep going, but whatever I have at the recording or at the time of this video will be on that file, and then the file will be free for you to download. It'll be down in the description box if you are interested, or you can just grab your notebook and kind of write down as I'm doing it with you guys. Okay, I will be making sure, because it's going to be sped up, I will be making sure I put on the screen for you the power and the force. So either grab your notebook or check the description box for the PDF file. But let's go ahead and get into this machine and let's see how well it cuts everything. All right, you guys, so we are starting off with this baby blue sequins, high density sequins on velvet from Kiki Textiles. So I wanted to try, for the first cut, I wanted to try it with the heat and bond facing up, just to see if I will get more or less charring. And I did start off at 90% power and the speed was on 10%. So speed 10%, power 90%. And I did get quite a bit of charring. Now it cut through pretty good. I just got a lot of charring. So we're going to try that again with the sequins facing up and the same exact setting. So power is on 90% and the speed is on 10. And let's see if we get any less charring. So it didn't pop out as good as it did the other way. However, there is far less charring on it. So I do think that I prefer these settings. And this is the difference, or the side by side. All right, next we're going to do royal blue high density sequins on velvet. We're going to go with the same settings. So the power is on 90% and the speed is on 10. And this one popped out even easier than the other one. Now, the reason why I'm doing the same kind of material, just in different colors, is because sometimes different colors give you different effects. So this one, there's pretty much no charring, but it popped out easier than the first color. Now the next color is a mint, like a mint green, high density sequins on velvet with the heat and bond on the back as well. And then again, same exact settings, 90 power, 10 speed. And this one, again, the lighter colors seem to not cut all the way through. I mean, no, it cut all the way through, but you just got to pop them out a little bit. Whereas like the royal blue kind of, you didn't really have to pop it at all. Now this one is the low density sequins from Kiki Textiles on velvet. And we're going to do the same. Actually, I think I took this down a little bit. So nope, I didn't take it down. I did try it for the first initial one on 90 power and 10 speed. However, now it cut out beautifully. However, it does have quite a bit of charring that would not be covered by the satin stitch. So we're going to go ahead and try that again. I'm going to drop the power down to 70 and we're going to use 10 speed. So we just took the power down 20 to see if that's going to give us less charring. All right, so it pops out just as beautifully as it did on the first cut, and we have way less charring on this one than we do the first one. And here is a side by side. So yeah, I ended up with 70 power, 10 speed. Now we are moving on to the liquid satin in the color gold, and it does have heat and bond on the back. All of these have heat and bond on the back. And this did not cut at all. I think I got some settings from ChatGPT and it did not cut at all. I don't even remember what they were. I just know it did not work. So I ended up going with 70 power, 50 speed, and that cut out beautifully. Okay, I absolutely love how that cut out. Again, that was 70 power, 50 speed. And now we're going to do liquid satin in the color royal blue. I did get a little bit of adhesive on it, but it's fine. It's just a test cut. And I did this one the same as I did the gold, 70 power, 50 speed. Again, this one cut out beautifully as well. There is a hair more charring on this one. However, the char will get covered by the satin stitch, so I'm not too concerned. But now we are moving on to a Detroit Lions pattern cotton that I got from Hobby Lobby. And this one is on 70 power, 50 speed. This cut out beautifully, no charring, edges aren't frayed. It is gorgeous. 70 power, 50 speed. Now, this material here did give me a little bit of trouble. I got this one from Michaels. It's a cotton, but it does have like a glitter coating on it. And I did start out with 70 power, 50 speed, but it did not cut through at all. Again, I think this does have a little bit of a coating on it, or something that just makes it a little bit thicker. So I did adjust it quite a few times. The second one, I think I went to speed of, I went up in speed, which I shouldn't have done. So I ended up doing 90 power, 40 speed was the final cut that I did. And it ended up coming out really, really good. This one, I adjusted the speed. I didn't like how this one cut out either. The edges were a little bit too frayed for me. I want these letters to cut out to where I don't have any fraying or cleanup or anything. So this is the last one. Again, this one ended up being 90 power, 40 speed, and that looks really, really good. And now we're moving on to the perma twill, and the perma twill was 90 power, 40 speed is what that one ended up being, and that cut out beautifully. I barely even had to grab it. And then the gold perma twill, same thing. I did 90 power, 40 speed, and it ended up cutting out beautifully as well on the gold. And here is a side by side of all of the letters, but we are going to go over it in the end as well. All right, you guys, so I am all done testing out these different kinds of materials. And then I just kind of want to quickly go over them. So with this one, we started off with it flipped over with the back side facing upwards. I did get a little bit more charring than, you know, having the sequins face up. So I do prefer this way. I just wanted to give it a try. And then this is the baby blue, this is royal blue, this is the mint green. These are all high density, and then these are low density. Hopefully you can tell the difference between the two. So the high density, sorry, I bumped the camera. The high density has more sequins versus the low density. We had to do the low density twice because the first one had a little bit too much charring. So we changed the settings and got a perfect cut the second time. This is the liquid satin. These came out perfect. No charring whatsoever. And then this is the cotton. I got this from Hobby Lobby. This one cut perfectly. This one also came from Hobby Lobby. I'm sorry, no, this one came from Michael's. And I think that because this one has a little bit of a coating on it, like it's like, looks like glitter or something that's coating it. I had to cut this a couple of times, but the final cut ended up being perfect. And then this is the twill. I did add the heat and bond to the back of the twill. I always forget this perma twill comes with an adhesive on the back, so you don't have to add the heat and bond. But this one also came out great. Now, what I would use these for is applique. So if there is a little bit of charring, like this one here does have a little bit of charring on the outside, I know that the satin stitches will cover this charring, so it's not too bad. Same with, there was another one that had a little bit of charring on it. It might have been this one. Yeah, the baby blue one, there's a tiny bit of charring here. Again, the satin stitches, I know would cover that. If you're using a thinner satin stitch, then you can adjust your settings so that you have no charring. But if you have a thicker, at least a 4, 4.5, or 5 or higher satin stitch, and you have a little bit of charring, your finishing stitch will go ahead and cover that. So it's not that big of a deal. But these are just some starter settings. If you have the WeCreat Vision Pro, the 45 watt, definitely still do your own test cuts. These are just what worked for me. You have to dial in your machine. If you have something else, a different kind of machine, you can try to use these as starters and then go from there. But when it comes to lasers, you definitely have to try to test out your own material. But hopefully I was able to give you guys a really good starting point, a really good reference point. If there's anything I missed or you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, bye guys.